Hi there, my name is Amelia Petrie. I've been teaching since 1991. I've been teaching this particular technique since 1997 after I lost my voice twice while I was finishing my master's in opera, just from the new trend it seems in the last 50 years where people have to push, press, force, scream, pinch, too much air, all kinds of things that people do to cope if they instinctually know they need to do something and get through something, but don't know how to do it. You see a lot of the pinching and forcing being applauded on American Idol and that kind of thing, and you hear it a lot on the radio, but I'm here to show you that there's another way where you can get a much larger range. You're going to be comfortable. Nothing's going to be too high. Nothing's going to be too low, within reason. If you're a soprano, you're not going to be a bass. Anyhow, I see a lot of things on the threads where people ask, how do I get my voice back? I've been very sick. I have a show tomorrow, or I have a show tonight. I currently know I sound awful. I've been sick for a week. I haven't been able to sing for a week, which is a once-a-year thing. Coughing fire, feels like shreds of skin are ripped off of the back of my throat. Real mess. So I was planning on having cuter hair, tidying the place, but if I do that, I'll never do this video. So I'm going to show you day by day how to get back your voice, and these things can be done, the more you understand the technique, these things can be done in conjunction if you have, say, a show that night and you wake up with something horrendous during the day, barring all of the throat coat teas and the apple cider vinegar and honey and all of the baths, 1 cup of apple cider vinegar and some ginger to suck it all out of your body, all of those great things. But you can also just take really good care of your voice. When you're sick, your technique has to be perfect. So the only way to be perfect is to take everything very, very slowly, so your mind has time to comprehend what it's doing. When your mind is sick, you're ill, you aren't as sharp mentally. So I'm going to start at just some random pitch and start humming. Now the hum is really released. It's not a tight roof of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, pressed tight jaw thing. Everything has to be super floaty, like you've got, imagining a larger balloon, and everything is just relaxed. Your jaw's relaxed, your under chin's relaxed, your tongue is heavy on the bottom of your mouth. It's like there's an egg in your mouth and your lips are just touching together. The only way anything is humming is because those two really relaxed lips are together. And you start on some arbitrary note. You don't need bombastic exercises, just descending, because psychologically it's better for the singer to start at the high note. If you're working up to the high note, you might do something wrong. Freaks people out. Don't know why, just does. So I'm going to also hum when I'm rolling down and up. Singers get so tense, they just stand, and they stand rigidly in front of a mirror like this, and of course you're going to sound pretty bad if you're that tense. So the best thing you can do is let gravity release everything for you. Makes it easier. You don't have to pick apart what's wrong. So I'm just going to start. Any old random stretch, by the way. Just let gravity pull on your face and your lips and your tongue and your jaw and open up the space in your head that you might be pinching somewhere random. There's so many muscles. You can pinch everywhere. It's crazy. So, So at some point, you won't be able to hum anymore. And notice that my voice did some crackles and pops and yucks. It wasn't great. Allow yourself to not be perfect. Don't ever stop. Work your way through it, but don't press. Here's the first really big concept, aside from the hum. The hum usually, if you do it right, it'll fix a lot of stuff. I'm doing this so I stay high. When you're tired, you slump. If you don't stay high, you don't have room for your lungs to expand fully, your diaphragm to expand fully underneath that. You need room in your body. You need to expand in 3 dimensions. Really, really big. But you don't go, okay, it's just armpits down. Tons of air. Okay, so you're staying high and you're never pressing. So I am always looking down on every note I do. I expect to be doing a high C at any given time. If you are coming from that area where I'm going to do a high C, not doing it for you now, I'm sick, okay? A high C, then nothing is too high. All of your songs are about here somewhere. So I'm coming from the intention, I'm over it, it's a flat plane. I don't go up, I don't go down. As I tell my students, you never sing lower than your chin. Oh, I'm not lower than my chin. If I actually tried to grab my vocal cords and shove them down there, oh, it'd sound awful. So every note's made exactly the same. Mind-blowing, huh? Nobody teaches that. Took me 10 years to find this technique. It's amazing. Bel canto, speech-based, but not Sethric speech-based. 400, 600 years old. It's just the way people were taught all these years ago. So they could sing all that opera. It was a beautiful thing. So now I'm just going to do something arbitrary. 5 descending notes, nothing fancy. So I started with the humming. Now I'm going to do staccato. Now you don't go ha, 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 like a lot of, say, choir masters, bless them, they know a lot of things about instruments and instrumentation and choral music. They may not be singers. So if you do a staccato, it's like saying uh-oh, uh-oh, ah, except I'm doing it on an ah. Uh-oh. So, staccato, here's me. Staccato calms the larynx. It makes sure that the vocal folds come together very precisely. If you press, they start to not come together properly. If you push air through, like a lot of people force because they aren't getting notes that they want, and they don't have the patience to stop, rebreathe properly, attack properly, and do it right. If you force, then they start getting thicker. The thicker they get, you lose the extremities of your range. And then you start forcing more because you used to have those notes, right? So it's just this horrible cycle. To stay very precise, with a very precise vowel in your mind, not ah, okay? We don't talk like that. Look how little my mouth moves. It's just not, just a nice little round mouth. Kind of French, okay, like a moo. So, I'm just going sideways because nobody needs to look down my shirt. See what I'm saying? So, big breath all the way into my hips. high stuff now, it's just best to stay bent over. Let gravity help you. Not bad. How high did I get? E above high C. Not bad. Oh, see, good technique helps. So, I did that. The few things that I was changing, you remember things as you go. So obviously write down all your technique. Look at it every day. Make flashcards. Whatever. Every time you think of your technique, it becomes solidified. These things don't necessarily make sense until you internalize them. So what I'm thinking is, ah, 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 ah. I know it sounds basic, but a lot of people go with what they're hearing in their head and then they swallow it back, and everybody's talking with a vocal fry on their vocal cords now. Very popular, very fashionable. So you can't sing there. God knows you can't sing there. You're going to sound like crap and hurt your voice. It'll last this long. If you have a fragile voice like me, it'll last even shorter period of time. Some people have super tough voices. There aren't many of them. They can bash their voices around their whole lives and they're fine. They don't need me. So, go forth and sing if you're lucky. But if you have vocal problems, you have to be on your game. It's a lot of mental energy, but not physical energy. Okay, so what I was thinking was, ah, 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 ah. So I was using the staccati, plural staccato. That's your $5 word of the day. So I was using staccati to get the placement correct. If you say things with your lips and teeth and tongue at the front of your mouth and out like we're supposed to speak, why not speak beautifully? And then you'll sing beautifully, right? But if you say things properly and you do the staccato and then use that as a guide and then don't move your tongue, that's the trick. A lot of people go, ha, 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 oh, and they lower the back of their tongue, oh, swallow things, because things sound great inside your head. To other people, it sounds like crap. Don't do it. It just sounds awful. It doesn't get out of your mouth. But if you intend that your notes are about here, you are space and air and breath and lungs and fabulousness, right? You are this big speaker. Or even better, you're the body of a cello, and your voice is the strings outside of the resonator. You're the resonator. Your voice is here. As soon as you intend, I know this sounds crazy, as soon as you intend to be outside of your body with your vowel, then everything gets easy because it's invisible. Your voice is invisible. You have to give it something. So I'm going, ah, 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 ah. My tongue didn't change. It was a low note, and low notes are fuzzier and harder to hold on to, so they won't be as precise. So we need to go and do the high notes all the way up and then bring that beauty and precision and projection and volume, natural volume, not forced. Just you're moving your air and you're singing loudly because it's precise. You bring that down. Not all of this TV and radio stuff where everybody's trying to push it up. They're going like this, and there are ropes in their necks, and they're screaming out and going, why aren't I getting my high note? Right? No. Start from the top. Start from the top. Work down. So now what I'm going to be doing is ah, 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 ah. There's a term of art called spinning the note, rolling the note, freeing the note. It just depends on who you've been talking to. That's what it means. You're keeping the note going. It's just basically saying ah without going ah. Wait. Ah. Don't get your stomach muscles involved in that. Ever. Stop the stomach. Stop the diaphragm tension. Everything has to be flexible and supple, and your body will go in with the air, with the deflation of air, and it'll come back out with all of this beautiful air you need, and your body is just open and ready to rebreathe. So, now I'm going to try a little better. So, I'm kind of going side on so you can see everything. Ooh, yeah, I wasn't going to do a video till I did stomach muscles exercises either, but be that as it may. So, just start again, something arbitrary, something fun, pick a vowel. So, you know what? I like to do this with my students. I just pick a term. And I'm going to focus on that term until I get it right. Okay? So, watch your deflation. That's what I'm going to do. Because a lot of people go, la, 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 and then you squeeze and close your whole body off. We go down like this, and people are singing like this, trying to eke out the last little bit of air. Newsflash, you'll be able to sing about 4 to 6 more bars if you leave yourself alone and just deflate. Let's say I'm a big bubble deflating to my spine. When you get about here, you're going to want to go, freak out. You have to train yourself not to. So whatever technique you're working on and trying to assimilate, you will assimilate faster if you repeat it to yourself. So, watch deflation. Why not? Let's do that again. I haven't quite got it yet. Watch deflation. Watch deflation. So, deflation. Okay, is a fun little vowel. You are true to the word. It's an resonates in your nose. You have to keep your face open. You have to keep your sinuses open. People talk by squeezing the back of their mouths and trying to do and aiming into their noses and doing all kinds of weirdness in your tongue. With your tongue, you don't need to do much with your tongue. Here's your tongue. Here's an e rather than e. You don't need to do that. Why do you need to do that? You don't say e when you talk. E. It's like a dead fish in there. Okay? So my next one is going to be relax my tongue. Relax your tongue. So, and I'm just going to start doing a deeper breath. And this is how my teacher calls it the dumb blondes warm up, because it doesn't take any brains. It gets you in the right place fast. It's very important. So a huge, big, passionate breath, and then you're looking up. And you're looking up, and guess what? Weight is on the back of your jaw, and weight is on the back of your tongue, and everything's all nice and relaxed, and you're just in the right position. Acknowledge the second balcony. You'll be in the right position. Let all of this relax for you. If you look straight ahead, things are going to get tense. Let gravity help you. Put the mic up if you're performing to a big crowd. Stand like this if you're singing opera. It depends. I'm in a multi-genre rock band, and I sing opera beforehand, and I teach them all. And this works for everything. It's just vowel. It's just the words. The words are more clipped in rock. Not hard.